Hooper has a little look at his watch, assesses the scene. He is happy, and we are more or less ready to go as they bid for a place in the 5th round of the Emirates FA Cup. It's Shrewsbury Town of League One who get the game underway from right to left against Liverpool. Both Manchester United and West Ham have been here in recent years in the FA Cup. Shrewsbury Town lost both those ties, and of course it goes pretty much without saying that they are huge underdogs here today. Here is Matty back to Lovren. Also worth pointing out, I think, with league matches and league and Champions League, I suppose, Matt, in mind that Naby Keita is amongst the Liverpool substitutes today, like Matip and Lovren coming back from injury.
Yeah, definitely a player that I'm sure will try and get some minutes here today, and another key, important player to get back fit in the Liverpool squad.
So Joel Matip with the dink ball forward, which is headed firmly away by Ebanks Landell. It's a long ball downfield, and Wally is off after this. Callum Lang is in the middle, and the flag has gone up, I have to say. I thought he would probably be offside, it looked that way, and that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, he looked just half a yard offside, but it's a clear indicator of how Shrewsbury want to hurt Liverpool today. They're looking at any kind of turnover of possession. They want to get Liverpool running back towards their own goal, use those channels and turn the two centre-backs.
Forward it goes from Ebanks Landell in towards Wally. Liverpool win it back, and this is their Brazilian Fabinho. Origi infield to Chirivella, the Spanish midfielder, to Nico Williams. Williams trying to get it onto the head of Minamino. And Liverpool's throw. He's a Welsh under-19 international, is Nico Williams. They have high hopes for him. Chirivella pulls it back. Minamino just dispossessed by the outstretched boot of Ebanks Landell.
Minamino could have done better with that touch there. It was a nice little cut back to him. A good first touch would have really set him up for a strike on goal.
He was playing Minamino in a side which absolutely dominated Austrian football and scored a lot of goals week in, week out. His record for RB Salzburg was 64 goals in 199 games. 9 of those this season. But he also proved in the Champions League, Matt, that he could do it.
Yeah, no, he's shown that he's capable of playing at a high level. It's just the pressure of the week in and the week out, and also the quality that Liverpool have in those areas, both wide and down the middle. He's really got his work cut out to get in the team.
Wally, Ebanks Landell with the long ball downfield. The flag is up again. As Donald Love had just gone too early. Former Manchester United youngster, actually. Also had a spell at Sunderland. Here's Fabinho. It's his first start since he returned from injury in a couple of substitute appearances of late. This is Larouci, the Algerian-born left-back for Liverpool, still only a teenager. Dispossessed well by Love. Liverpool's throw.
Just allowing Liverpool to dictate the tempo a little bit here, Shrewsbury. I'd have expected them to maybe get a little bit more on the front foot and try and ruffle their feathers a little bit.
We were discussing before we came on air, Matt, whether Minamino would be the central man of the three for Liverpool or whether it would be Origi. And Origi is out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, no, it's what I thought. I think quite likes him in that wide area for some reason. I think he prefers him coming in onto his right foot from the left flank.
Hasn't scored yet in 2020, Divock Origi. It's Curtis Jones for Liverpool into Larouci as the ball was just given away by Oli Norburn for Shrewsbury. Minamino back to Jones. That's a good challenge. And this is Norburn now, with the forward ball into Callum Lang. Held it up well, actually. Matip was there for Liverpool. It's Pedro Chirivella and Takumi Minamino.
Unfortunately for Shrewsbury, the pitch doesn't look good enough for Liverpool to play on, doesn't it? It's a really good surface, and popping nicely.
This is Nico Williams infield to Pedro Shrewsbury. Harvey Elliott, the 16-year-old, with a little clip ball into Minamino. He backs Landell. Good block, actually. And he's got his way too. He backs Landell. It came back off Minamino. It's going to be a goal kick.
I saw him appeal for that. I thought he was optimistic, hoping to get a goal kick there, but the ball must have ricocheted as he got this blocking. It's good defending. It's really difficult to see how that's come back with Minamino, and it's fortunate to get that goal kick.
Minamino didn't think it did, and I think it's fair to say that Klopp didn't either, but there you are. 38, Sam Ricketts was playing in his day, wasn't he? Knocked around, played in the Premier League, Hull, Bolton, Wolves, and a Welsh international himself. That's a bit short from Lovren. They've come up against him, I'm sure.
Many times, I remember playing against him a lot, but mainly at Bolton. I think Bolton was probably one of his best times in his best form, and played in the Premier League and had quite a bit of success there.
By Norwood on Minamino. The free kick's been taken with a rolling ball. Liverpool will have to do that again. Norwood there, Shrewsbury's number 8, would have had half an eye on the earlier fourth round tie between Tranmere Rovers and Manchester United. He's a former Tranmere player. There's Narucci, who's signed by Liverpool from Le Havre in French football. Into Origi, whose flick didn't quite come off and was picked up by Donald Love. Love again here, down the line to Wally, making the forward run for Shrewsbury Town is Josh Lauren.
A little bit too eager, the Shrewsbury players, to get the ball in behind 2 or 3 times now. Clearly ran into offside positions. Liverpool playing quite a high line. They have to be patient and try and wait for that ball to go in before they start their run.
They took West Ham to a replay a couple of years ago. During David Moyes' first spell as West Ham manager, actually, they came here and were a little bit fortunate, West Ham, to come away with a draw. Won the replay. Here's Minamino in a little pocket of space. Into Divock Origi. Origi bundling through, one challenge! And the shot is a couple of feet wide off the right-hand post of Max O'Leary.
Just sat up nicely there for Origi, didn't it? Just lovely little ball through, bit of a sloppy touch, was fortunate to get it, but it sat up beautifully, and disappointed with that. He almost scuffed it a little bit, look, not as clean as what he would have hoped, but just an indication that how far he does come in. He comes in off that left flank and is happy to end up on the right side of the pitch.
Origi, in the last season or 2 for Liverpool, has been a scorer of important goals rather more than a scorer of many goals.
Most definitely. I mean, given his appearances, I mean, his probably ratio isn't great, but certainly memorable, aren't they?
Long clearance downfield by the Shrewsbury keeper Max O'Leary. That's going to have a play for a Liverpool throw-in. The German Cup with Borussia Dortmund. I think there's been finger pointed a little bit at Jurgen Klopp, but he's never picked a team in this competition. He's never had great ambitions. He's always put other trophies first, but he was a League and Cup double winner with Borussia Dortmund, and I'm sure he'd love to do it at Liverpool.
Yeah, we've got to try and find something to pick it in, haven't we? Have a go at the moment. So yeah, let's use that. He hasn't picked a good enough team in the FA Cup, but this team surprised me a little bit. I think he's shown here that he's willing to play some of the players that maybe you wouldn't see. And okay, a couple of them are coming back from injury, but this is a strong team Liverpool have played.
Of course, being 16 points ahead in the Premier League earns you a little licence.
It does, and also he has a lot of belief in the group, doesn't he? That's one of his main assets, the belief and the confidence that this Liverpool squad have, not just the starting 11, the squad, and he wants to make that throughout the whole squad.
Mistake from Harvey Elliott, who just flicked the ball out of play when it was intended for Nico Williams. Sure that throw in, actually went in, did it? Must have done. Extraordinarily young man, the youngest player ever to play in the Premier League when he made his debut for Fulham last season, and he is Liverpool's youngest ever player to start a game. He was born with Harvey Elliott in April 2003, which makes me feel old.
Me too.
Here's Nico Williams. Shrewsbury Williams. This is Ollie Norburn, who is down for Shrewsbury. This is why Shrewsbury. The knees just came together, didn't they?
Yeah, it's never nice, a clash of knees or shins. He definitely felt that, and he gets back up and shrugs this one off. He's such an important player for Shrewsbury. He's not looking great at the moment, is he?
No, he's in some pain there. That would be a problem for Sam Ricketts early on. He's made just one change to his starting 11 today, and that was leaving out the experienced David Edwards. You've been surprised, Matt? I mean, David Edwards would be terribly disappointed to miss out on this towards the back end of his career now. He'd love to have been involved today. He's on the bench, he may get on later.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a surprise, but it's obviously a team that Sam Ricketts feels comfortable with, whether he wanted the energy in the side or something different, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him feature at some point.
Well, Norburn will be coming back, I think. Until he's been waved on by Simon Hooper, our referee. Fabinho forward to Minamino. Origi. Nice little dink ball in towards Shrewsbury. It was a very good defensive header. Actually attacked it, Aaron Pierre. Love couldn't quite keep that in play. Liverpool throw. Good defensive header by Aaron Pierre, that.
No, it really was. He attacked it well, and it's just interesting to see how Shrewsbury, they're not seeking the ball, are they? They're allowing Liverpool to have possession up to the halfway line. They're obviously completely concerned about their counter-attacking ability. If they come out and start to try and press them, they're happy for them to have the ball. Maybe they're going to try and hit them on the counter-attack.
Here is Nico Williams. Very important that Shrewsbury don't fall behind early in the game. Fate which has befallen one or two other minnows in the fourth round in the Cup this weekend, and it's very hard to recover if you concede a lead early to a team a couple of leagues above you. It can get away from you very quickly, a football match, if that happens.
It makes it a long game, doesn't it? You know, all of a sudden, especially if you're at home as well, I find. You know, the supporters are up, they're lively for the game, they're desperate to see the team do well, and you can see that goal, it almost deflates the atmosphere a little bit, and that could be more damaging to the team.
Short-footed from Joel Matip. Adrian to Nico Williams. Joel Matip to Lovren. And Co would have been delighted when they arrived here to see how good the pitch is. That's a great ball. Minamino was so close to getting ahead on that. It's a brilliant ball in. Nico Williams with the cross.
It's Alexander-Arnold-esque, wasn't it? Coming from that right-hand side, what a delivery. Lovely pace and flight. Minamino can't quite get there, but that is literally on a plate. It's a super delivery.
Wasn't far away from getting the touch. It's inevitable that comparisons will be made, but Nico Williams is in the mould of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a fullback who loves to get forward, he's pacey, and as we've seen there, can deliver a great ball into the box. Nico Williams' long-term problem at Liverpool might be that Trent Alexander-Arnold's only 21.
He could have a while to wait, couldn't he, to get into the team, but you know, Minamino's heading isn't his strength, he's not his strongest ability.
Shrewsbury, that's a good ball. Here's Curtis Jones, and Liverpool are in front. And Curtis Jones, who scored the brilliant goal at Anfield in round 3 against Everton, has unlocked Shrewsbury's defence in round 4. It's a lovely ball into his run, and it's a very calm and composed finish. And Curtis Jones just raps on Jurgen Klopp's door again with a quality goal.
Just as we were saying how damaging it would be to concede early on, that is a lovely pass through. The weight and the run from Jones and the composure. I said early on that this lad is not short in confidence, and he shows that there. Okay, he bombs it a little bit, but it's clinical, isn't it? One touch into his run. It's a really solid finish, and 2 in 2 for him.
Lovely ball by Shrewsbury. And a very, very good finish by Liverpool's 18-year-old. Norwood for Shrewsbury have to try and recover from that setback. Here's Scott Goldborn. He goes to Aaron Pierre. A strong challenge from Nico Williams.
Good tackle, wasn't it? Big Pierre was bearing down, and then he got underneath him, stuck his foot in. It's everything you'd ask from a young player.
Goldborn with the throw here for Shrewsbury.
You almost feel like Shrewsbury is showing Liverpool a little bit too much respect, maybe. Just not quite getting in amongst it and raising the tempo and causing too many problems. I understand they need to be cagey and not concede, but that's already happened. So I'd rather see them get out on the front foot a little bit.
83% possession. It's a huge number, but not unexpected. This is Fabinho for Liverpool. Joe Matty into Shrewsbury. It's a very good ball by Shrewsbury, wasn't it? He's not as young as some of the others. He's 22, the Spaniard, and he's made more appearances for Liverpool this season than any other. Spent some time out on loan in Dutch football. Often just showed a little bit too much of that to Wally, but got away with it. But that was a high-quality pass.
He looks a super technician, doesn't he? Typical Spanish player of receiving 360-degree vision, comfortable receiving the ball anywhere on the pitch, and he's got an eye for a killer pass as well.
It's Minamino with a long diagonal ball, which should be meat and drink, and Goldborn allows that to go out of play as Shrewsbury tried to swing his right foot at it. He is, I understand, out of contract at the end of the season. Liverpool will offer him a new one, I'm not sure, and whether he want to stay, I'm not sure either. He might feel that at 22 it's time to start playing week in, week out.
Yeah, he's getting close to that age, isn't he, where you just want to go and be the wider player. It's being a team where you're playing everything. That's how you grow more as an individual. I think 22, 23, that really is the time to get on and do that.
I think if that is the case, Matt, that he has done enough in the games he's played this season in the FA Cup and also in the League Cup to mean that there'll be a few clubs who might fancy picking him up.
Absolutely, you know, these games are hugely important for him as an individual. You can see that he looks fully alert and prepared for this match because he knows that these opportunities don't come often enough for him. It's a real shot window.
Offside, I think make it 3 now. Offside decisions against Shrewsbury. Dan Cook is the official with the flag on the far side. He was sharp-eyed to spot that. It was pretty tight. I think Callum Lang was just offside.
Quite a high line Liverpool are holding, isn't it? They're really getting up the pitch. It's the influence of the 2 centre-backs, the experience they have, the confident marshalling that back four.
That is Lang. This is not offside, that's for sure. Sean Wally back into the path of Lang. Curtis Jones is there. It's a sure. Down the line to Divock Origi. With the challenge, and Liverpool have themselves the throw-in. With almost 20 minutes played and a lead given to them by Curtis Jones. James has moved forward. header. Minamino onto it for Liverpool. Thought that maybe Jones or Harvey Elliott there. There wasn't. Shrewsbury's shot drops to Curtis Jones, who proves himself to be fallible. Left-footed slice.
I was thinking, surely not, he can't hit that one in the top corner as well. But Shrewsbury just making a bit of a mess, not clearing their lines, trying to play out in a dangerous area. It falls to Jones. I don't think there was a shot on anyway, I think there was a block on, but it just shows you the confidence and what his intent is at the moment.
It can only be a good thing when, after that third round tie, Matt, that he was quite public in saying, you know, how frustrated he'd been at not being involved. This is an 18-year-old complaining about not being in the starting 11 for maybe the best side, certainly in the country, maybe on the planet at the moment. It shows, as you say, confidence.
Yeah, well, that confidence and arrogance that he shows on the pitch, which is important in a top player, definitely comes out of him. You can see that when he talks and when he was interviewed after the game. He's desperate to get in this team. He believes he's good enough to be in the team, and that's not a bad thing.
Callum Lang losing out under pressure from Jones. Divock Origi then losing a 50-50. Here's Norburn, Wally. Minamino with the foul. Might have been Jones. Minamino was kind of shielding it. Jones was there too. Sean Goss went to ground. And it's a free kick to Shrewsbury. It's Minamino.
Just a slight bit of contact was there before the ball came through.
This is a chance to try and get the ball forward into the Liverpool penalty area. As you can see, Aaron Pierre is forward. Ebanks Landell is going to take it. Scott Goldborn is forward too. Up it goes towards Aaron Pierre, headed away by Harvey Elliott. Shrewsbury has Minamino to his left, but only Minamino. Goldborn did well. Together. Adrian in goal for Liverpool. He's been a real plus through the season, hasn't he? I mean, free transfer, he's been released by West Ham United. He's probably played more games than he might have expected to, because Alisson had an injury and also a suspension actually, but he has been terrific.
He's been a great backup goalkeeper, hasn't he? I know he's made the odd mistake and what have you, but on the whole, to step into this team with the pressure that there is in every game to have to win, the goalkeeper doesn't play like that's not easy, and I think he's handled that really well.
That feeling as well that given the problems that West Ham United have had in goal through the course of this season, they'll hope now they've solved those problems by signing Darren Randolph, but Fabianski's injury and then the problems of Roberto that added to their fans' frustration, the fact that their former goalkeeper was doing so well in the Liverpool side. This is Joel Matip, and he's Adrian.
I'm sure while all those appearances that Roberto was making, all the West Ham fans were wishing everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, Norburn through, onside here, Wally against Adrian, good save. That was a huge chance and they won't get many. It's a good save by Adrian.
Well, when you get chances like that in this game for Shrewsbury, you have to take them. Adrian does brilliantly, he stands up, he does everything right. He makes Wally make the decision. He doesn't make it for him. It's a nice little through ball, he just gets back on side. Times his run well this time, Wally, and Adrian, he doesn't dive, does he? He stays big on his feet. It's a great reaction with his right foot. Really quick to get his right foot out, but you just fancy Wally to have to lift that ball. He's got to finish this opportunity.
Supporter. How he would have loved that to go in the back of the net, but Adrian with a very good save. Free kick, however. Norwood, who provided the pass to Wally, takes it and it's knocked over the top, and Adrian reads that. It's a lovely piece of play by Ollie Norburn, actually, wasn't it? He just picked Fabinho's pocket.
Through ball as well, wasn't it? He waited, stayed on side while he could have lifted that, you know, as he's going through, wait and wait. I think the fact that Adrian didn't go first, waited for him to make that choice, and made
Here's Larouci for Liverpool. It's just got out to play. Swung in, but that's very comfortable for Max O'Leary in the Shrewsbury goal. It's a bit of concern for Ollie Norburn actually. He had that knock on his knee a little bit earlier, and you can see there that David Edwards is getting some instructions from the Shrewsbury dugout, and it may be that they are forced into an early change.
If you look at Norburn as well, he's not getting around the pitch the way he should do. He's hobbling away. It's a shame for him. He's such a key player for Shrewsbury. It was a nasty clash of knees, but I'm sure he'd done everything he could to stay on the pitch.
Well, he nearly set up Wally for an equaliser, but his cup tie is over, and he'll be very, very disappointed about that, Ollie Norburn. But he is off, and on comes the 33-year-old back in the town of his birth, David Edwards, rejoining Shrewsbury for a second spell, his first club, and I guess probably his last club. Appearances for Luton, Reading, and over 300 for Wolves in between his two spells at Shrewsbury. Huge experience. Very, very good profession. Here's Minamino. Fabinho looking for Larouci, who just got in front of Donald Love but couldn't get his head on it. But David Edwards, of course, brings vast experience to the Shrewsbury side. Good player.
Good player, like you said, really good professional. Will do a steady job, and he has got a big job to do here. I mean, it's only 1-0. Shrewsbury very much still in the game, and he'll be wanting to get his influence onto the pitch.
It's 1-0 to Liverpool. Curtis Jones with the early goal. Fabinho with a left-footed hoik forward. To the head of Pierre. Here is Williams. Liverpool have been pretty comfortable so far. O'Leary was ineligible for the third-round tie against Bristol City, Max O'Leary, because he's on loan at Shrewsbury from the Ashton Gate Club. Lovren. In the League Cup earlier this season at MK Dons. It was an extremely precocious start. He hit the bar twice and was the best player on the pitch. He's another young man who is not lacking in confidence or potential. Minamino. Here's Williams. It's out of play for a Liverpool corner off the side of the head of Aaron Pierre. It's all Liverpool, Matt, at the moment. It's
a little bit too easy, isn't it, in and around that area. They're finding their passes. The moment they get 2 or 3 passes linked together, they've got players that know how to find space. That arm out there from Pierre, wasn't it?
Yeah. The decision goes against Dejan Lovren there, who is just pulling Aaron Pierre. No video assistant referee in this cup tie.
It's just the argument as to whether or not his arm is actually in an unnatural position, and I think it's difficult to say, isn't it? He's got it down by his side. He knows the ball's coming. I think he's trying to get his chest or something onto it. Strike his arm.
Yeah, might have been a harsh one to give against Aaron Pierre, that, but I'm sure that there were Liverpool supporters calling for it. Here's Nico Williams. Minamino back into to the right back, who's just trying on the ball.
There's a lot of space for him out on this right-hand side, isn't there? The moment they get it out to him, he's got acres of space to gallop into.
Blocked by Elliott. Shrewsbury with the clearance away downfield from Sean Goss. So half an hour played. Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1. Curtis Jones scoring of the goal in the 15th minute. It's coming from Edwards to Goldborn. Goals and foul. Referee Simon Hooper says not. Here's Harvey Elliott for Liverpool. Lots of options. That's a good recovery from Goss. Edwards keeps it away from Elliott. Defended that well. Goss. Having again with carelessly to Wally. Josh Lauren forward. Here he is again. Fabinho. Sean Williams did well, back to his goalkeeper. Some good defending there from Sam Rickett's side.
Yeah, definitely. I think Edwards there showing all of his experience against the young 16-year-old out on the right-hand side, and important piece of defending just to stop Liverpool getting in on that right-hand side again.
Here's Goss. Smart idea. Goldborn had no chance of getting onto the diagonal ball. Scoreline dull their enthusiasm. That's like the game when they played Manchester United in the FA Cup 3 or 4 seasons ago, and it was a one-sided affair. It was a little bit of a letdown, in all honesty. Didn't really have a go. Shrewsbury Town that day was a very comfortable Manchester United victory.
Gesturing there, he wanted the ball to feet, didn't he? Anything over the top when he's into that foot race, or even a physical contest against Pierre, he's not going to win that. He's got to use his brain and his cleverness and his nimble feet to get in and around it. Didn't like that ball. So we have a new one. Max O'Leary to clear this away downfield. Love, down by Callum Lang here. Wally is forward with him. Throw, here is Wally. Goss. Williams with the pass into Jones. Minamino Origi. Elliott ahead here. Chirivella. Harvey Elliott. Too much on the pass for Williams, who had to go and retrieve it. Pierre in the way. Now Wally running with Joel Matty, taking him on, and Adrian read the situation early and dealt with it well. Test for Matty there, wasn't it? Just to see if he's alive. He's awake and ready for the challenge, but you're right. Adrian read it brilliantly. He was soon off his line to clear that one.
Certainly he hasn't had a huge amount to do since the goal, has he? Shrewsbury keeper.
He's had a huge amount to do, period, hasn't he, really? I mean, even beforehand, it's been, possession-wise, it's no contest, is it? Shrewsbury just aren't looking to get on the ball or having any capability of maintaining possession. Not creating too many good chances either.
And now claiming a foul. Dejan Lovren was the alleged offender, but the referee says play on. Here's Fabinho. Liverpool have had this knack this season, particularly in league football, actually, of single goal. I think it's 11 of their 23 league victories this season have been by one goal. Now, whether that's a question of making sure they just do enough to keep winning, I'm not sure, but the Liverpool of 2 or 3 years ago sometimes used to savage teams, Matt, didn't they? They don't do that so much anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's not for want of trying. Interesting stat though, isn't it? That they're only winning by one in many occasions. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp won't be too fussed whether it's 1 or 5. Win's a win, and they're doing the job at the moment clearly. But I'm surprised if it stays at 1 in this match.
Here's Joel Matip. I think the difference for Liverpool is that the Liverpool of the last couple of seasons might just break off as that sort. It's a high ball actually from Elliott, and it's okay. Ebanks, Landell at the back for Shrewsbury. They might win one game 4-0, the next one 5-0, and then lose the third one 1-0. Well, this season that's not happening.
No, I think that the consistency is the key, isn't it? And, you know, we can look at whether they're as free flowing and as free scoring maybe as what they were in past seasons, but ultimately getting that balance between winning the matches, whether it's 1 goal or 2 goals. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp would want more. Everyone wants more, but his results stand up alone whether or not they're by 1 goal.
It's potentially going to be a history maker this season. Here's the man for Shrewsbury, just muscled out of it. It goes from Lovren to Elliott. Elliott, first time on to Takumi Minamino. I think there's a late one planted on Elliott there after the ball had gone. Here's Minamino. Trying to get around Ebanks Landell, looking for the support of Curtis Jones. Williams. Fabinho to Chirivella, nicely to Elliott. Blocked by Ebanks Landell. Here's Williams. David Edwards in front of him. Good challenging from Goss to keep it away from Curtis Jones. And now forward, Callum Lang. Wally. Lang making the run to his right-hand side. Sean Wally here, trying to wriggle through Fabinho. See what he was trying to do, just shove it. Little left-right shimmy, didn't quite come off for him.
Nice piece of footwork, wasn't it? A little bit Peter Beardsley-ish, wasn't it? That little shuffle in between the feet. Really got the better of Joel Matip there.
Here's Williams. Chirivella back into Williams, Elliott to Minamino. Chirivella with the cross, comes to Minamino. Got that all wrong. Trying to hit it off the outside of the right boot, but got it wrong.
It's a difficult skill, isn't it, on the outside of the right boot to curl that. Chirivella does brilliantly here to commit and get the cross. It's a really good cross in. Just try to bend that in the outside of the far post, the outside of his boot. You see that run, and this is the little bit of footwork I think it is from Wally. Just tries to shuffle it in between his feet and go in between Fabinho and Matip, but they stand up well and do the job. Just a handball there, maybe on the left arm.
Yeah, just
Williams coming back.
Nico Williams, didn't it? Yeah. Here's Wally in behind again. Wally, Adrian stays on his line, and Wally is wide this time. Well, that's 2 big opportunities that have come his way. Hasn't taken either of them.
This really is the difference, isn't it? You know, the ability to take these type of opportunities. Jones for Liverpool's had one very similar. He scores. He's got the composure and the quality in front of goal. Well, he's just had 2. Now, that was a little bit tighter. I think this is the harder of the 2 chances. But even so, you have to be hitting the target and making Adrian work.
Regrets? He'll have a few.
chances, it's probably been Shrewsbury maybe the better, or definitely even on opportunity, goal-scoring opportunities, even though they've been so outdone with possession.
Liverpool careless in possession on that occasion, which is not like them. Max O'Leary with the big clearance away downfield. John Matip underneath it.
Second balls in that midfield there with Shrewsbury. I want to see them get up, get more pressure, win those second balls. That should be their game. Get the ball forwards, drop into the midfield, get after it, and try and put some pressure, some constant pressure on them.
Long downfield from Lovren. Pierre with a header. Williams missing that. Here's Jones, Origi. That's down with a good foot in. Josh Laurel here. Challenge, then through a Fabinho challenge, and then he's found that clearly in an offside position.
Easy afternoon so far, the linesman. Plenty of offside opportunities. He's just got to hold his run, hasn't he? A little bit eager, Lang, there to get forwards. He's got to almost take his line off Larouci there. Just make sure he doesn't go past him before the ball's played.
Protests will be taken by Scott Goldburn. Rather by Goldburn, it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Just a little late.
Hasn't quite been enough of this for me from Shrewsbury. It's the type of challenges and pressure on the ball that you want to see. I'm sure Liverpool would have turned up expecting a tough physical challenge, and I'm not sure if they've offered it yet.
Origi. Signing a new contract, of course, with Liverpool this season. Jurgen Klopp, which, assuming he sees it through, would take him to 9 years at Anfield, which would be the same length of time that Bob Paisley had at the club. Lovren. Origi, Ivax Landau made the challenge and is now beginning the case for the defence, but free kick is given nonetheless.
Contact is there, he just catches Origi's back of his left leg a little bit. I think you can feel a little bit hard done by, but whenever you come in that far from behind as a defender and get nowhere near the ball, you leave yourself vulnerable.
Free kick is flicked on by John Matip, well wide. Looks like Liverpool are going to get through to half-time with a lead, albeit a slender one, with what has probably been their pretty much only real attempt on target of the game from Curtis Jones. Plenty in that first half for Shrewsbury to be pleased about.
Not least the scoreline, it's 1-0, anything can happen. They've shown they can create opportunities, albeit through turnover of possession or Liverpool giving the ball away, but they've had two good opportunities to score. Anything can happen.
Lang to Love. Fabinho there for Liverpool. Lovren. Losing it here, Liverpool. Curtis Jones with the clip away downfield. Larucci forward to Harvey Elliott. Looking for Minamino, and Minamino just losing the physical battle with Aaron Pierre. Shortly back into Scott Goldball. Corner to Shrewsbury right at the end of the half.
Free hit, isn't it, for Shrewsbury now? Opportunity to get their big lads into the box and put Liverpool under pressure just before half-time.
It is their first corner. Up comes Aaron Pierre. Roshan Williams will be in there. Ethan Ebanks-Blake will be there. Callum Lang in your picture. Pressure on Adrian's goal here. All he's going to take, playing the minimum of 2 added minutes at the end of the half, and we're into the second one of those 2. Can they snatch themselves an equalizer right at the end of the half? Wally's corner, Larucci missed it at the near post. Half away by Jones, headed on by Ebanks-Landell, away by Origi, back in by Roshan Williams, out by Origi. Roshan Williams for a third time, and the flag here, and stay down, and Aaron Pierre's shot is saved by Adrian. Might have been a whiff of handball about that.
Looked a tiny bit, didn't it? But it was a difficult ball to bring down out the sky over your head, wasn't it? Even with Pierre's goal-scoring pedigree from the last round, it was a difficult ball to bring down.
Joel Matty. Swinging through to Divock Origi. Elliott. O'Leary, and that is half-time. Matt Upson is plenty to look forward to. Shrewsbury is still in this.
Well, the game's very much alive, isn't it? Liverpool's dominance with possession is very clear to see. They're by far the more comfortable team, but it's very much in the balance, and Wally should have had possibly a goal. He definitely had 2 good opportunities to score, and Adrian a great block on one of them.
So Curtis Jones with the only goal of the half after 15 minutes. At half-time, it's Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1. And Liverpool are going to get this second half underway. Matt Upson alongside me. What would Sam Ricketts have been saying to his boys at half-time?
Well, I'd like to think that they're a bit more settled now. They've had a half against Liverpool, and now you'd like to see Shrewsbury just come out a little bit more. They're 1-0 down. They've not had much of the ball, but I think they can do more, and I think they can apply a bit more pressure onto them.
So, Shrewsbury from left to right in the blue and yellow against Liverpool, all in red, leading by that 15th minute goal to 0. Pedro Chirivella plays it out to Nico Williams, one of the teenagers in this team, drops it into... Oh, it's an own goal! It's an own goal! Less than 30 seconds into the second half by Donald Love, curled in by Nico Williams, and Donald Love, facing his own goal, has had an absolute nightmare. It's 2-0 to Liverpool.
Well, it's hard to put that into words, really, isn't it? How he must be feeling. He's totally not switched on here. I think just started the game. Is he quite at the races? As the ball comes in, it's just so nonchalant. I don't understand. I think he's trying to turn it behind for a corner. I don't think he's trying to pass it back to the goalkeeper. Surely not, it's a back pass. He's just trying to put it behind, but he's got it horribly wrong. It's almost like mistimed it, stubbed his foot into the turf. But that is an absolute horror, and he will not want to see that again.
Well, poor Donald Love, that expression tells you everything. What on earth was he doing?
What can you say about it, though, Steve? It's just an outrageous mistake, isn't it? You can only think that he's not tuned in from half-time. He's come out, not quite at the races, and just made a terrible mistake.
Well, I asked you about 100 seconds ago what Sam Ricketts would have said to his team at half-time. Whatever he said is pretty much immaterial now, because 2-0 down, this is an absolute mountain.
Well, how much does that change the cup tie, doesn't it? You know, within one goal, you've always got that sniff, haven't you? You've always got that chance. 2-0 now against Liverpool. just the face of the game is completely different.
Yeah, and the face of that elderly Shrewsbury Town supporting gentleman was telling the story. I feel sorry for Donald Love to a certain extent, but that mistake, that moment, that second is going to define his season, certainly.
Well, as a neutral as well, it's not what you want to see, is it? It's still a good FA Cup tie at 1-0. It just makes it so much harder for Shrewsbury.
Important now that he has 2 or 3 sure-footed touches. There's a ball into the channel which Jason Cummings will deal with. But just really on a human level, apart from anything else, you just feel sorry for him.
It's one of those moments you want the ground to open up and swallow you, don't you? You can tell from his facial expressions once he'd done it that he couldn't believe it himself, but he just mistimed it, didn't he? I think he caught his foot in the turf a little bit. Just a sloppy moment, and you just can't afford to have those, especially against a team like Liverpool.
Liverpool were struggling to find the second goal that Jurgen Klopp would have wanted, and in the end it was presented to them. So 2-0 Liverpool lead. This is Matty. Assessing his options and pins it away towards Nico Williams. Elliott back into Williams. And that's a Liverpool corner. Put behind by David Edwards. Just under 2,000 Liverpool fans in the ground today. Again, because then it could really start racking up. Maybe Elliott with this corner, but hit, I think it was Sean Box on the edge of the 6-yard box, and now Shrewsbury try and run it away. She's there for Liverpool, wresting it away from Campbell, but it's a Shrewsbury throw. Ritchie reacted quickly. Origi was somewhat cruelly when he was at Lille, voted the worst player in the French top flight, which I think he's answered his critics and then some since then. By who? By readers of a French football magazine.
Well, that softens the blow a little bit. But
not by his teammates.
No, exactly. That would hurt a lot more.
Oh, here's that moment again. Don't look.
Stubs it, doesn't he? Gets his foot caught, he just mistimes it horribly.
Yeah. Just one of those things, I'm afraid. It might take Donald Love a little while to get over that. Feel awful about it. His friends will be here, his family will be here.
That's the nature of the occasion, isn't it? It's a big occasion, something that you can be a hero in. It can also work the other way, and unfortunately he'll be feeling like that this evening.
Here is Dejan Lovren.
Also provides a buffer for Liverpool just to kill this game, doesn't it? Just with possession, they've got nothing to go out for now. They've got a 2-goal cushion. From a neutral point of view, you know that with that 1 goal in the balance, you're always thinking there's a little bit of risk involved. Whereas at the moment, that 2-goal buffer is everything.
Yeah, Shrewsbury need a goal, and they might have a chance here. It's Laurent with the shot, which did it take a little deflection? He says it did. I must admit, if I had to make that call, I might have given the corner, but I don't think the referee has.
It's hard to give it when you don't see the ball deviate too much, do you? It might have just taken a nick off Lovren. Maybe Chavella, yeah, it just hits the underside of his foot or the back of his Achilles.
but it's a goal kick to Liverpool. Solves problems. With a smash away downfield, which sometimes just the best thing to do, smash it away downfield. It's all very well playing out from the back, but smash it. Here's Minamino, Origi. Kicked in towards Curtis Jones. That was an important header from Rushford Williams to keep it away from Jones. To the back of Lang, the referee is not impressed.
Maturing to do, but he's a very capable footballer, picks up some very clever positions, he's an intelligent player.
So free kick to the home side, trailing by 2-0. Might come his way. It's come his way. Love. Rucci away. Shirts back. Sort of struck around the corner, but Shrewsbury wins it for Liverpool and feeds Curtis Jones. Just wanted to leave that to allow it to run through to Origi, and there was an important touch to prevent it from doing so. Pierre. Josh through the little gap between Jones and Minamino. By Edwards. This is Jason Cummings. That's a positive run. Stop inside. Roshan Williams when they're losing possession. Over the course of this season, he is Liverpool's youth team coach, and I think he'll be very proud of what some of his charges have achieved in their appearances this season in the 2 domestic cup competitions.
Really is up to Shrewsbury now, isn't it, to drive this game. Somehow got to raise the tempo, apply the pressure, whether that'll mean just getting up the pitch and coming out a little bit. Leaves him vulnerable to Liverpool's pace and counter, but they have to do something to try and get back in this game.
Well, to that end, Jason Cummings is warming up. He's a full Scottish international, actually, centre forward. Shrewsbury. Goal. So it could be that Cummings is going to for Shrewsbury. Cater there warming up for Liverpool. As we were saying in the first half, a big plus for Jurgen Klopp to have him available again. James Milner out at the moment. And Lallana not in the matchday squad today. I think he's still suffering from illness. Their resources have been stretched at times this season, but they've always come through.
resources look fine at the moment, don't they? When you look at a list of names of players that could be playing that aren't regular starters in the team, Lallana, one of them. The squad looks very healthy to me.
Liverpool's bench, by the way, today. Alexander-Arnold, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Salah, Firmino and Keita, along with the young goalkeeper Queeve Kelleher and the young Dutch defender Kiana Herver.
Case in point there, isn't it?
Jason Cummings is coming on. Here is Shrewsbury. Now a chance for Shrewsbury to break. It's up towards Lang. I think he's onside. Here is Lang, about to be replaced, facing Adrian, and it's just wide. I think Adrian got a hand to that. He did. It's a corner. That's 3 times now, Matt. They've had one-on-one with Adrian, and they haven't beaten him yet. In comes the corner. Jones with the clearance.
2 good chances. A bright corner, wasn't it? Really caught Liverpool on the back foot, but Adrian getting an important touch. I'm not sure if that was going in, but he's still got a hand down to it.
They can create chances, Shrewsbury. They've not done yet is take them. Yet. Lang is in the middle, Wally's in the middle, Lawrence in the middle, Edwards in the middle. Cross comes in from Aaron Pierre, headed out by Curtis Jones. Forward, but here any blue shirts, it's going to be a Liverpool goal kick, and a chance now for Shrewsbury to make this change. Callum Lang is going to be coming off. This is his final contribution. He's onside.
He's onside, and Lovren has absolutely no idea where he is. He's got to be checking his shoulder to see him there, but I don't know about you, I never felt that he looked completely confident in that situation. He didn't quite get the ball into the right place to get the best strike, and he's had to adjust it at the end. It wasn't a great strike given how good the position was.
So Adrian with another good save, and on comes Jason Cummings. He is 24 years old, from Edinburgh. Decent goal-scoring record with Hibernian in Scotland. Less so at Nottingham Forest, from where Shrewsbury signed him, but he does have 2 full Scottish international caps to his name. He's made that decision. Some frustration with Sean Wally. So Jason Cummings had a good goal scoring record in Scotland, actually a very good one. 148 games for Hibs, 69 goals, that's nearly 1 in 2. Shrewsbury. Matip has given it away. Josh Lauren here, will he hit it? He does! He hits it wide. Joel Matip incredibly slack in giving the ball away, but yet another big chance.
Yeah, you can't say that Shrewsbury haven't had their chances, can you? I mean, it's gifted a great opportunity, but again, you just don't feel comfortable that they're going to have the quality to finish. Sooner or later, they've got to take some of these opportunities. You almost feel that it is passing them by already, but they appear to keep coming, don't they? And if Liverpool want to hand them to Shrewsbury like that, sooner or later they will take one.
It's big error from Matip. Going to be a bit rusty, having not played since the middle of October. His last appearance was in the only Premier League game this season Liverpool have not won. It was the draw at Old Trafford. Free kick here. Goal now, and it might get interesting, and Cummings is offside.
Well, they're trying to play out from every angle, aren't they? And maybe that's the confidence. Maybe it's the two-goal buffer that they feel that they can just keep possession and play. I think this game sometimes at the moment for Liverpool just requires a foot through the ball, doesn't it? Just to clear your lines and get up the pitch.
That was a good ball in by Love, headed over the top by Edwards. Really good ball into the box by Love. Edwards just didn't quite get over it.
Timed it well, Edwards, didn't he? Saw the opportunity, made the run, stole the half a yard. It's quite a long way out, and it's just before the near post. It'd have been some header to beat Adrian from there, but good opportunity.
Adrian forward, Origi, Jones. Jones back into Elliott. Well marshalled by David Edwards, out of play for the goal kick. Remember the old meadow down by the river? They used to famously, when the ball went over the stand, it used to land in the river. And there was a fellow with a little boat called a coracle, a woven boat of some sort, used to go out collect the ball into the river.
That story real?
Yeah. Really? You're not old enough, man.
No, I'm not there.
Yeah.
I don't remember the meadow. I definitely remember the oracle.
Yeah. Coracle.
Coracle, sorry.
Coracle. It's a kind of boat. Beautiful town, Shrewsbury, on the river.
Never had the pleasure of being there.
It's lovely. Williams. Here's Cummings. Good ball that. Laurent. Well, Larouci got the ball, I think. He is screaming penalty, and he's given it. Yasser Larouci gets a yellow card from the referee. It's a penalty kick to Shrewsbury. Yellow card for the Liverpool left-back. Huge chance for Shrewsbury.
Definitely a penalty, isn't it? And you could have the argument of a red card in that situation because he's the last man taking him out in a goal-scoring opportunity. It's an interesting take, but certainly is late Larouci.
Yeah, my first thought was he might have just got a toe on it, but he definitely didn't. And the substitute, Jason Cummings, is going to take this penalty kick, hoping to put Shrewsbury back in the tie. And we would have about 25 minutes to go. Cummings, who's been on the pitch for about 5 minutes, scores! Adrian the wrong way. Shrewsbury back in the tie. It's 2-1.
That's a good mentality from Cummings, isn't it? It's not easy having come on off the bench. A confident goal scorer and strokes it home brilliantly, that penalty. Really composed, has a little look at Adrian, waits for him to dive and just presses it into the corner. Nice bit of pace on the ball as well, very confident take.
And now we have the cup tie again. Well, they deserve a goal, no question.
Is there an argument for a red card there? I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it's a touch. I thought maybe that would have been too harsh, but...
Well, is it a genuine attempt from Larouci to play the ball?
Yes.
Then I think probably the referee has enough of a case not to send him. But it has changed the game. Sam Ricketts might not see it like that. He might think that Liverpool should be down to 10. Amount of irony in that smile from Jurgen Klopp, I think.
Liverpool weren't looking a little bit sloppy though, weren't they? We were just talking before the goal about how they were trying to keep possession. They were causing some of their own problems.
Well, the whole mood, the whole atmosphere lifted. There's always got to be a tinfoil FA Cup. Can't be a cup time with that one.
I mean, it really is game on now, isn't it? One goal in it, they've scored, the crowd are up.
It's handball by Laurent. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. They are now thoroughly enjoying themselves. Here's Origi. Origi, that's a good ball. And now Minamino goes down inside the penalty area. It's the Liverpool fans behind that goal who are now calling for a penalty. Not given. Josh Lauren here for Shrewsbury. Cummings wants the forward ball. David Edwards is there. I'm not sure if he was on or off, but he couldn't control it anyway.
There's the wrong running at people again. He's definitely got that in the locker. He's brought it into his game in this second half. He's capable of this. He can drive with the ball. He's got good pace. It's a nicely slid ball. I think he would have been half a yard offside had he got hold of it, Edwards, but it just shows you Laurent is capable of that.
Yeah. Of this cup tie is going to be very interesting now. Nico Williams. You said Liverpool look rattled before the goal. Sloppy is the word, isn't it?
A bit more rattled now, though, aren't they?
They are. It's a good ball. Here's Laurent again, who's been a handful. Chance for Love to cross and Lovren with the clearance. Shrewsbury throwing. Well, the script writer getting a hold of this one would now be penning Donald Love's 90th minute equaliser to make amends for the own goal. Origi into Jones. Jones with a bit of green grass ahead of him, making the most of it. Minamino inside. It's there too. Jones. To clip it to Shrewsbury. Edwards. Matty. Shrewsbury for Liverpool. Into the Spaniard. Gave away the penalty. Back to Shrewsbury. Liverpool enjoying probably their most prolonged spell of possession in the second half.
Well, I was just thinking that with Shrewsbury. Don't allow them this possession. You know, these are the moments where you've got to keep your foot on the gas. Don't allow Liverpool to start to dictate the pace of this game now. Keep it to your tempo, get pressure, get people high on the pitch.
Liverpool are preparing what will be their first substitution of the game. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has looked particularly annoyed once or twice in recent weeks at being taken off. The former Arsenal FA Cup winner, double FA Cup winner actually, is going to be on shortly, I think. There he is, you can just see him having a drink from a water bottle, stooping down, getting ready to come on. Liverpool throw. And now the change. Harvey Elliott making way, and Oxlade-Chamberlain is on.
Elliott can be really pleased with what he's done at such a young age, 16. He's coped with this game. The ball in some good areas and shown clever movement. Good prospect for Liverpool.
Jones just beaten to it. Shrewsbury. Jones. Oxlade-Chamberlain. John Jones, who then stretches it to try and make that. It's a free kick to Shrewsbury for the foul on Laurent. It was a good decision. I don't think there's any question about the award of the penalty. I'm sure that Sam Ricketts will think there might have been a red.
I think from his point of view, you could always ask that question and wonder why. It very much was a last-ditch tackle to a player that was through on goal. So I understand that you genuinely going for the ball, Marucci. It was very late, and he took him out as he was through on goal, so you could absolutely argue that point.
So Chamberlain has given the ball away, cross forward, Lovren in the way for Liverpool, now Fabinho. Jones, it's a important block by Emax Landell, Fabinho. Here's Jones. Free kick, it's just blocked off. One of those players who plays with his head up most of the time.
Yeah, his awareness is very good, isn't it? The one criticism I have of him is maybe just holds onto the ball a little bit long sometimes. I think he could release it sooner, give other people the ball earlier and make their life a little bit easier.
Certainly a talented boy. Liverpool free kick leading by 2-1, 17 minutes to go. The penalty converted by Cummings, giving Shrewsbury a foothold. In it goes from Oxlade-Chamberlain, deflected, that'll be a corner. I think it was David Edwards who made the half block on the Oxlade-Chamberlain free kick.
Definitely had the goalkeeper scampering, didn't it? Slight deflection there.
Corner kick, short to Jones, and John Matip unable to make any meaningful touch on it. Shrewsbury have done to Liverpool what Flamengo, Leicester, Wolves, Sheffield United, Everton, Spurs and Manchester United have all failed to do in recent weeks, and that is scored against them. They'll hope to do so again. It's Fabinho. Jones, Origi, Minamino making the run, Divock Origi, it's Dippy, and good save that by O'Leary. No one in red following up enough to get on the rebound.
It's always difficult when the ball's bouncing in front of the goalkeeper. And look at the dip on that ball, the top spin. It is a good save because it's on target, it's in the corner. It's done really well.
Well, the last time Liverpool conceded 2 goals in a single game. Oh, hold on, they might hear. Cummings, he's done it! Great finish! Super sub for Shrewsbury has come on and scored twice. Jason Cummings, it's 2-2. What a great finish! Look at the celebrations! Oh, he took it brilliantly. What an afternoon for Jason Cummings. Shrewsbury Town 2, Liverpool 2.
There's a slight pause for the offside, but it really is just a big punt. Is that nothing the goal, wasn't it? Lovren just doesn't deal with it. Takes a big swipe with his right foot to try and clear this ball. Cummings is able just to nutmeg him, pop it through, and from then on, he's shown the one thing that no other Shrewsbury player has been able to show in this match, and that's a bit of composure and quality in front of goal. And in fairness to him, since he has been on the pitch, he really has brought that, and that is a brilliant finish under pressure.
What a turnaround. To win this.
I mean, you'd never call this situation after that own goal went in, would you? You thought it was just that the game was dead and buried at that point. It just shows you FA Cup football in these type of environments really can turn on its head very quickly.
That's it to Larouci. Larouci was caught. It's going to be a Liverpool free kick. It may be that Jurgen Klopp is turning and looking behind him at Mohamed Salah or at Roberto Firmino, saying go and win this time. Here's Origi, onside, side netting.
I'm sure Jurgen Klopp wants another fixture slid into the busy calendar. calendar that Liverpool already have. Origi there trying to do his best to stop that happening. It's a tight angle.
Well, just before Cummings' goal, I was about to say that the last time Liverpool had conceded more than one goal in any game, in any competition other than the League Cup, which they played very, very youthful sides in, was way back on the 2nd of October in a Champions League game against Salzburg, in which Minamino actually scored for Salzburg, but Shrewsbury have now done that. It's a shame for Love, falling as he tried to deliver. Salah. Well, I'm sure that Jurgen Klopp would have preferred not to have to use Mohamed Salah, but needs must.
It's down to Mo to come on and change this game, isn't it? I mean, if anything, you look at Shrewsbury and they really have got the ascendancy and are on the front foot.
Shrewsbury. Love with the head. This is offside, that's why he didn't play the ball. The free kick's given anyway. Foul on Wally. If you've been in this situation, mate, you probably haven't, because you started your career at Luton, but hand on heart now, as Larouci makes the block. Are one or two of the Shrewsbury players thinking, I want to play at Anfield, or are they thinking, I want to win it today?
Well, I had this discussion with somebody yesterday, and it was interesting, and it's also interesting to hear what supporters say, what they would prefer. You know, some of the Shrewsbury supporters would love to go to Anfield and see their team play there, but there's nothing like winning, is there? That winning feeling, I think, just trumps everything.
Mohamed Salah is on. Joel Matip has gone off, which will necessitate somebody playing as a centre-half alongside Lovren, unless they go to a 3 of some kind. That's nicely done. Here's Love, drilled in by Love. Salah is there, just as well for Liverpool that he was. I think Salah saw a red shirt and played the ball in that direction, and the red shirt is Joel Matip making his way to the bench, having just been substituted.
I think you're definitely right. I think he saw the shirt of Matip and just rolled it, didn't he? He had the pace on it for something to run into it, but he was in the right area there, because I was picturing a Shrewsbury player running into that area of the box and latching onto that cross.
O'Leary with the clearance away downfield. For all Liverpool's possession, for all that there has been to admire, has O'Leary had a save to make, apart from the 2 that went in?
No, it's definitely
actually
something.
One from Origi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, the long-range dipping effort from Origi, the save that was on target, but it's definitely been a criticism of that performance, you know, all the possession, but we said in the first half, I mean, I think Shrewsbury had more efforts on target than Liverpool in the first half, which says everything.
Shrewsbury for Liverpool. 10 minutes to go, 81st minute. Lovren forward. Out by Emax Landell. Lauren forward. Wally. Rucci under pressure.
He's played well in the second half, Lauren, isn't he?
Look at the shots. 5-2 on target in Shrewsbury's favour. One of Liverpool's 2 was the own goal. Here's Jones. Nico Williams. Forward, Origi miles offside.
Back 3 of Shrewsbury have had a good match today, those 3. Williams, Eubanks, Landell and Pierre been very solid, defended crosses well, but have coped with the quality of the movement of Liverpool and really have limited them to barely any opportunities.
So Roberto Firmino, who scored Liverpool's late winner, not very far away from here actually, at Molineux, Wolverhampton on Thursday night is about to come on. Is that a free kick? No, says Simon Hooper. Larouci lost it. And it hit on his heel, which was a shame. Love to Cummings. He banks Landell forward. It's a testing ball. It's a really good ball. Edwards. Well, Shrewsbury appeal. Wally went down a little bit early, I thought. The flag was up anyway.
There was a moment there, wasn't it? I just thought Edwards was going to have a touch and hit one. Unfortunately, a Liverpool player came out and just blocked him, but it'd be nice to see him get a shot off at the edge of the box there.
It's a corner. Aaron Pierre wins the corner. Well, 7 minutes to go, 2-2. Shrewsbury's corner played short. Drifted in, and Cummings was there, but so was Adrian. Oh, his heart will be pounding.
Mine is.
Yeah. Did a great second-half performance to recover from that own goal in 25 seconds of the second half. Has shown remarkable resolve from the League One side.
It's great character, isn't it? The league.
Shrewsbury making a change. Daniel Udo is going to be coming on. He's a striker. Go and make a name for yourself, says Sam Ricketts. Looking up for something. So Sean Molly comes off. It's the 23-year-old Nigerian Daniel Udo, wearing number 23. And Roberto Firmino is on for Liverpool. Minamino is replaced. Wow, 5.5 minutes away from a replay, and still, the way the game is going, with entirely reasonable thought in his head that they might win it without a replay. Fabinho's dropped into Liverpool's back four. Nico Williams trying to win it, but goal ball there for Shrewsbury. Forward it goes. Josh Laurent here. It's a very, very good game. Safety first from Adrian. Didn't like the little shove in the back he got from Shrewsbury's 2-goal scorer, Jason Cummings.
He certainly had an impact on the game, Cummings, hasn't he? Off the bench, stepped up for a penalty, scored. It's ruffling Adrian's feathers too.
Here's Donald Love. Chance to cross. It's a decent ball in. It bounced up onto a hand, didn't it? Edwards is there. And I think it's Nico Williams who flew in to head it behind. Shrewsbury is screaming handball. The flag is up on this near side for offside. Did seem to bounce onto Fabinho's arm.
There's definitely a handball in there. It's just whether or not it was an allowed or a handball by accident. There we go. It just pops up. Doesn't know anything about it, Fabinho, does he? I don't think his arm is in an unnatural place. It just kicks up and it hits it on the back of the arm.
Yeah. You'd appeal, obviously you'd appeal, but I don't think you'd probably expect to get it.
It's completely unintentional.
It's played Chamberlain to Larouci. Firmino. Jones. Dispossessed him.
Lawrence been brilliant in the second half, I have to say. He's had an impact on everything. Winning the ball back, running, driving with the ball. He's had a super second half.
Jones for Liverpool to Fabinho. 2.5 minutes to go. Firmino, Arucci, Origi, Salah, Salah by Scott Goldberg on Origi by Scott Goldberg. Liverpool have a throw-in. Firmino! Good touch by O'Leary! And a block on the line. It's Roshan Williams who blocked it, it is. Well, that would have been such a soft way to lose a cup tie.
Well, my heart was in my mouth there for a moment. I thought it was just going to be a simple tap-in.
Well, Roshan Williams managed to block it somehow, some way. Otherwise, Liverpool were back in front.
The ball appeared to go away from him a little bit, didn't it? I mean, Firmino does well, gets in, it's a save, and there, just can't adjust his feet, but what a recovery tackle, I have to say. Once he realised that he hadn't been able to deal with it, he really did get across and throw his body in the way. It's a brilliant block from the big man.
In the process, but I think he'll be okay. And we are now in the 90th minute. Roshan Williams, who actually, as a schoolboy, beat the British Olympic sprinter Darren Campbell's 100-metre sprint record at his school. I think he's probably bulked up a bit since then.
Probably still run a bit though.
It's going to be a minimum of 4 added minutes. Fabinho, Nico Williams. It's an awkward one. O'Leary got something on it. Firmino for Liverpool. Oh, and wide from Salah. Can't believe he's missed it. Great chance for Mohamed Salah to win it.
Absolutely brilliant chance for Salah, wasn't it? These are the moments, that's why he's come on the pitch. This type of quality. Firmino does brilliantly, just sees the run. Look at that lovely little dink. Doesn't get enough on it. The ball's a little bit behind him, I have to say. He's had to adjust his neck. Doesn't get enough purchase on. He wants to glance it into that far post, but not enough contact.
Suddenly Shrewsbury are hanging on there. 4 minutes, remember, were indicated. Firmino feeds Larouci.
Just got a feeling there's a twist in this game still.
Shrewsbury. He's chasing Lovren, hoping for an error, but doesn't come. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jones, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Williams, Lovren, it's a defensive header which only Ludo can't clear up the line. It's a Liverpool throw. Larouci to Jones. Well defended by Udo. Corner though. Good defensive header. Jones couldn't quite tame it. Larucci stretching for it. Laurent bringing it away for Shrewsbury. It's another good piece of work by Shrewsbury's number 28 before Lovren gets his foot in. And the break is on. Laurent with Cummings in the middle. Went for the near post and Adrian puts it behind. And as we move into the 94th minute, Shrewsbury have a corner.
Well, I'd definitely say that was an intended cross from Laurent there. He's had to make Adrian work, but he wanted to whip that ball across the face of the goal.
Wow. Corner kick to be taken by Sean Goss for Shrewsbury. Right into the mix, good corner too, headed back across goal by a back-pedaling Cummings, who might have just thought for a second he was going to score a famous hat-trick. Salah won't reach that, earlier we did. Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Chirivella, Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mike hitting, half a block, Jones into the crowd of players in Roshan Williams, and the referee blows his whistle, and Shrewsbury Town will go to Anfield for an FA Cup fourth round replay after a quite brilliant comeback in the second half. Substitute Jason Cummings with 2 goals after Liverpool, the league leaders, had raced into a 2-goal lead. Curtis Jones in the first half, and then a horror own goal from Love in the opening seconds of the second half. How Shrewsbury got back from there, Matt Upson, I do not know, but they absolutely deserve a replay.